Hi dear students, so today I am gonna teach you a very important romantic poem, and that is the Lake Isles of Innisfree. So must be remembering this word romanticism when the poet talks about nature and its elements. That's what is called romantic poet poem. So this is also a romantic poem. So first of all, let's talk about the theme of this poem. So student, this poem deals with the charm of country life. So first of all, what is country? Country, like India is a country, but any village area is also called country. So it shows charm of country life and its beautiful nature. So in this poem, what we have been told, that the poet William Butler Yeats had visited a place. The place is Innisfree Island during his childhood. But now this place has left such deep impression on his mind. It's been plenty years, but he feels a strong crave within his heart to visit this place over and over. In fact, he is he is sick of his city life, and that is why the picturesque beauty. What is picturesque, student? Charming and beautiful, like a painting, is called picturesque. So that is why the picturesque beauty of Innisfree Island calls him over and over, and that is why he wants to live there forever. So in a nutshell, the theme of this poem talks about the beauty of nature and of course beauty of simplicity in countryside life. So students, now let's start the systematic explanation of this poem. So let's first of all start with the rhyming scheme of this poem. So the rhyming scheme of this poem is very straightforward, and that is A B A B. Let's find out. See, the last word of first line is Innisfree, so it is A. Then mate, this is B. So then honeybee. Let's see, Innisfree and honeybee, they are making the same sound, so they will have the same name as well. Honeybee, and then glade and maid, they have the same sound, so they will have the same name, B. So this is the universal rhyming scheme of this poem, AB, which is applied in entire poem. If you see the next part of this poem, you would find the same rhyming scheme there as well. So now let's start the explanation of the poem. So see, what does the poet W.B. Yeats say? He says, I will arise and go now and go to Innisfree. So the poet says he will get up and he will go. Where he will go to? He will go to Innisfree Island. This is an island which he had visited during his childhood, and the memory of this childhood has made such deep impression in his mind that he feels a strong crave, a strong longing desire within his heart to revisit this place. In fact, this time he wants to go a step ahead. He not only wants to visit this place, but in fact he intends to relocate himself in that island permanently. So that is why he says that he will get up and he will go there to Innisfree Island, and a small cabin built there of clay and wattles made. So the poet wants to be self-dependent, Atmanirbhar. Nowadays everyone wants to be Atmanirbhar. So the poet wants to be Atmanirbhar, self-dependent, and that is why what he will do. By reaching there, he will build a small cabin, a small cottage for himself, and that cottage he will make by using clay and wattles. And wattles, what are wattles? Wattles are twisted sticks. So he will use these twisted sticks for building a cabin for living there. What else he will do? He says, 9 bean rows will I have there. And of course, he will have needed food there as well. So that is why, to fulfill the need of the food, he will grow beans there, and beans will be grown exactly in 9 rows. It's another step for being Atmanirbhar, means self-dependent. And what else he will do? He will have a hive for the honeybee. So he would rear honeybees there, and he would get its what? It's a bee, sorry, honey, not bee. It's honey for his survival. So he will get honey by rearing, by nurturing honey bee over there, and live alone in bee loud glade. And then he will live in bee loud glade, in that area where he will have pleasant humming sound of bee. The pleasant humming symphonical sound of bee will vibrate in his eardrums. So there he will live his life. So live alone in bee loud glade. What is glade? An open area. So he will live in that open area where he will listen this welcoming, this pleasant sound of of bee. This sound of bee will of course create a hum in his ear, and he will enjoy that sound. So now let's see the second paragraph of this poem. And I shall have some peace there, for peace dropping slow. Poet says by reaching Innisfree Island, he will experience immense peace there, because he believes that the peace is main characteristic of this place. Tranquility means peace can be experienced there, at any place or anywhere. So that's why he says that he will enjoy peace there. And peace in fact comes there exactly right from the morning and stays till midnight. So that's what he says in next lines. He says, peace dropping from the waves of the morning to where the cricket sings. He says peace comes exactly in the morning. See what it written? Dropping the waves. So in this expression, the poet has used personification, poetic device. See why personification is there? Veils. Veils, it's a covering which is taken by women. In fact, it's called ghungat. So the way in fact women take veils. Likewise, early morning has been called to be having a veils. Veil in fact here, what is veil of morning? It could be fog, it could be mist. So the morning start from a foggy time, from a misty time. So from there, the peace in fact spreads around. The peace spreads around, and peace can be experienced even at those places where cricket sings. Cricket, they are insects. So the places where cricket sing, even there the peace can be enjoyed. Now let's see in further lines what does the poet say. He says, there midnights all a glimmer and noon a purple glow. So the poet says that life is calm and slow paced in this island. Life moves very slowly here because people don't have many works to do. So life moves very slowly. And this island peace remains from morning till evening, where the cricket sing. In Innisfree, morning is calm. He says morning is calm, midnight is bright with the glimmer of the stars, and moon has a bright purple glowing light. He says that midnight all a glimmer. So which glimmer is there during midnight? Glimmer means shine of a star, and noon a purple glow. And during noon there is a purple light of sun, and evening full of linnet's wings. And then in evening you can hear the beautiful musical sound of linnet. What is linnet? A bird wing. When this bird flutters her wings, so her wings create a musical sound. So the poet says you can enjoy that musical sound over there. So in this way, life, to live would be a beautiful experience in Innisfree Island. So now let's see the last paragraph of this poem. Poet says, I will arise and go now, for always, night and day, I hear the lake water lapping with low sound by the shore. So the poet feels a deep desire within his heart to relocate himself in Innisfree Island. And that is why he says, I will arise, I will get up and go now, for always night and day. In fact, this desire always goes on in his heart, whether it is day or night. In fact, when he is in city, he says, I hear the lake water lapping with low sound by the shore. So students, in this line, there are two poetic devices. One is alliteration. See, L sound. Lake, L sound. Lapping, L sound. Low, L sound. So first poetic device is there, alliteration. Second is onomatopoeia. See, the sound of lake is mentioned here, lapping. Alright, so this sound is there. When we understand through something through sound, that's what is called onomatopoeia. So this sound is letting us know the way lake flows in Innisfree Island. The poet is not in Innisfree Island, but his perception is so deep about this place. When he is in city, he still perceives, he senses the beautiful rhythmical sound which is produced by the lake when its water flows by creating this lapping sound slowly by the shore. So he is sensing that sound while being in the city, the way lake produces its sound by flowing slowly, alright, by the shore. So the poet feels that sound within his heart. This shows his desperateness, to be at that place, how badly he is involved with that place. This is what is elaborated here. While I stand on the roadway, and he hears this sound. Again, he is not in Innisfree Island. He is in city among madding people, those madding people who are running behind materialistic gains. With gains are materialistic gain, these worldly gains. This word is of $1 million word. Materialism. What is materialism? When a person has more craze towards man-made thing than God-made thing, that's what is called materialism. We all are materialistic nowadays because what we want, luxurious life, a big house, servants, cars. So this is what is called materialism. So people are materialistic, they are madding behind all these materialistic gains. So when poet in fact stands among those madding materialistic people, where he is, I stand on the roadway, when this is a roadway, or on the pavement paths, ways, grey. See, grey color has been chosen. Let me tell you, students, grey color is symbol of monotony, dullness. So the poet wants to prove when he stands on dull path, those paths are dull path where there is no enjoyment, there is no nature, complete monotony is there, madding people are there behind materialistic gain. Even there, the poet feels, he says, I hear it in the deep heart's core. So somewhere in the deepest part of his heart, he feels this strong desire. What is that strong desire? To relocate himself in that Innisfree Island. So he is sick of, completely, disturbed with city life where there is no peace, where people are running in rat race, they don't live for themselves. See the irony of people's life. They have for the sake of comfort, they have sacrificed their comfort. So when the poet is over there, he does not want to live any longer in that city life. He wants to relocate himself in Innisfree Island and wants to live his remaining life over there. Alright, so with this, the explanation of this poem gets over. The poem in fact shows, peaceful life, which is of course found in countryside areas. When people live in city areas, they are mad, they run behind all these materialistic worldly gain. But in village area, there is a peace, that peace which is of course welcoming peace and which is enjoyed by everyone. So thank you so much for watching and listening to this video. You are very, very great.